This is part 2 of my review on the generic controllers stuff. You notice I have a green one in the video, well, the last video, but this one I have a blue one, but it's the same model and specs and stuff. I've taken both apart and they're basically similar in every way, shape, and form. But I'm here to make a follow-up video. So, just so you know, if you're going to use it to play PS2 and stuff, go for a Type 1. Try to avoid these Type 2s unless you can handle these situations and stuff. Number 1, the sticks are very sensitive and bad on the Type 2s. The Type 1s are pretty good from what I've heard. Number 2, the buttons, the L1s and R1s and L2 and R2s, they're digital buttons. So if you play Gran Turismo or any games that use the sensitivity, it's all the way. It's like a DualShock 1. But for the face buttons, they work just fine. Now, number 2, the way to tell the difference between a Type 1 and a Type 2. The Type 2 has the LEDs here and the switch here, and it says mode. The Type 1, the switch is up here, the LEDs are right there like a normal PlayStation controller, and it says analog. Now, the face buttons, some of them will have the normal shapes like a traditional PlayStation controller, others will have these generic shapes. I kind of like these generic shapes, they look cooler in my opinion. Maybe if I get the Type 1, which is yellow, I'll probably take these buttons and put it in that. If they have the same notches and stuff, I would definitely do that. If they don't, that's okay. Another difference I need to tell is the back side. With the molding on the battery compartment, the Type 2, I guess some of them are easy with any models, but the green one I had trouble getting off, but I guess the blue one wore off from time to time and it works much better. I don't know, maybe I should get my green controller back and find out. I don't know. And another thing I need to mention, the receiver, this will work on both the Type 1 and Type 2 because I ordered a yellow Type 1 off of Mercari. It's missing the receiver. Well, it didn't show the receiver on the picture. It may or may not come with it, but it didn't come with the battery cover because that was missing. And to be fair, the Type 1, the battery compartment is bad. So you'll have to rig it somehow and try to get it to hang on, or just use the duct tape method. That's probably what I'm going to do. But another thing I need to mention, if you're going to swap out the analog sticks, be very, very careful. If you do it wrong, like unfortunately I did, I swapped the potentiometers from the left stick and used one from an actual PlayStation analog stick, like one of these. This is from a PS2 controller that the face buttons didn't work, and some of the buttons didn't work. The contacts were good, but I couldn't fix it. It was irreparable. So I used the parts for that. I took the potentiometers and soldered them to this guy. I left the stick in here because it's, well, it may be plasticky and stuff, but it's good. I like to do the shortcut way and just swap out the potentiometers. But you want to be careful how you solder this. Unfortunately, what I did with my blue controller, I messed up, sort of, and sometimes my character flies all over the place and then I have to do the rotating thing. I'll probably disassemble this in the second part, so I'll show you what I did, unfortunately. But don't worry, I ordered 2 more of these controllers. One's the Type 1, it's yellow. The other is another Type 2, it's black. I'm probably going to use the black PlayStation controller and swap it and put it in the blue shell. Because, I mean, think about it, the blue shell looks very nice. I'd rather look at a blue controller and use a blue controller compared to a black controller, unless the boards are different. The only difference is this one's from America and the black one's from China, so I don't know when the China one's going to come in, so yeah. Let me show you my sadly messed up solder work, so bear with me. Okay, I did a little jump cut. It takes 6 Phillips screws. I took them out with my little handy dandy yellow screwdriver. So once you take out all 6 screws, you should pop this back off, and let me show you, unfortunately, my work on here. I don't know if you can shed some light, but look at the stick on the right. Ignore the one on the left, that's from the factory. The one on the right is my work. Come on, autofocus, please, autofocus. Please, please, please. Stop. I'm going to zoom in slowly so you can see my work I've done. I don't know if you can see this, but yeah. As you can see, my solder work, I took the potentiometers from a stock DualShock controller, and here's one on the right. This is from the factory, as you can see. Did I break a trace? Did I do something wrong? Maybe I should get another soldering gun and fix this. Well, if any of you know what to do, let me know in the comments and see what I did wrong. So, yeah, the reason why I swapped out the potentiometers is because the character kept flying around with the original potentiometers. I may end up swapping the one with that stick, but once the actual stick itself starts wearing out, I'll keep the potentiometers on and desolder this stick. Luckily, you only have to you don't have to desolder these four like you do on an actual controller. You just have to desolder these four for the button. So if anything, that's one pro with the third party compared to the first party. Even the wireless third party, that's an advantage in some ways. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys. If you want to see the inside, also, actually before I pop this back on, oops, that can't be good. I should mention, if you're going to take this out, be sure to remove these two screws here. I know a guy on YouTube who had a video. I know a guy who had a video on taking apart a third-party wired controller. He forgot to take a screw out and he pressed the analog stick and broke the board. Remember to take the screws holding the board out, otherwise you'll break it. Don't make the same mistake Tolstoy Kafkaevsky did. Sorry I mentioned you, Tolstoy. You're one of my favorite YouTubers. I miss his older videos where he actually reviewed video game consoles and stuff. Then again, he was making fun of this stuff, but those videos were hilarious in some ways. Uh-oh. Looks like a piece fell off. Let me try to fix that. Hang on, time for a jump cut. Sorry about that jump cut. The little piece right here for the LED and mode, you know, the LEDs for power and DualShock. Mode LEDs for the DualShock, for the dual analogs actually. The power is red and the DualShock mode is green. I think it should have been the other way around, like a traditional controller, but that's just me. Anyway, thanks for watching. This is RikaRock1001 saying, thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.